Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tyler Stevenson. I am the host of Innovators and Impact, where every episode we bring to you a titan of the industry, a person of importance, a person of impact, and an innovator in their respective industry. And today, I have a very, very special guest with us, somebody that is, like I said, a titan in the industry. Titan. And I would just like to introduce to you today Mrs. Lashanta Smith. Lashanta, how are you this morning?
Very well, Tyler. How about you?
I am amazing. It is such a
Excellent.
pleasure to have you. Thank you for coming with us.
My pleasure.
So, just give us an appreciation for who Lashanta Smith is.
I am Lashanta Smith, like you said. I am a wife. I am a mother of four, three sons, one beautiful daughter, and I am an HR professional. I am also the president of the Bahamas Society for Human Resource Management. So HR is not just a job for me, it's a love, a passion, and I love to talk about all things HR.
Awesome, awesome. So, tell me, you're the president
Yes.
of BSHRM,
Correct.
as it's abbreviated. Give me an appreciation for what it takes to go from the start of your journey to climbing that ladder to becoming the president of BSHRM.
So first of all, I didn't start with HR in mind with my
Really?
career. I actually stumbled into human resources, believe it or not. And most HR professionals can say this. I was recruited to run an internship program at one of the leading hotel industries or hotel companies in the Bahamas. And at that time, I worked with the HR team. And then after about 6 to 8 weeks, I was asked to stay on and work in recruitment. And that's where I really saw all of the different disciplines, the volume, and I really got the love for human resources. And now, some 10 years later, I am here as an HR director in the same industry, which is hospitality, which never gets boring. It's always dynamic, always diverse,
Always.
but it's something that I love to do. And in that time, I also wanted to engage with members of the industry, other human resources professionals, because you really don't join an industry and do well if you work alone. So that's why I
Absolutely.
sought out the Bahamas Society for Human Resource Management. And then, in true Lashanta fashion, I volunteered my talents. And once they know that you can do something, you get roped right in. And for the last 5 or 6 years, I would have served on the committee. So I've done everything from public relations to assisting with conference planning.
Awesome.
And then about a year or so later, about a year ago, I got tapped on the shoulder and say, "Hey, you're next."
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
So
That's an amazing story. I feel like that's how our passions find us.
Yes, it
We,
is.
like you said, stumble into it a bit.
correct, correct,
We don't go searching for it, but it's called serendipity.
correct,
You're not looking for it, but it sure found you.
correct.
And based on the breadth of your experience, I can tell that that is something that you're passionate about, and it's written all over you.
Thank you.
So, tell me, what is BSHRM?
So BSHRM is a makeup of human resource managers, and we get together on a monthly basis. We like to sharpen the saw, so we get together to upskill and reskill. We also talk about issues that are affecting us in various industries across the Bahamas, and we're an affiliate of the SHRM International Program, which is the Society for Human Resource Management, which is a global program.
Okay.
So we're just one of, many thousands of chapters. We get together on an annual basis as well. So resources, tools, networking, all of that is available at BSHRM for HR professionals and other businesses that need HR.
So speaking about that, what is the importance of somebody having human resources as a part of their business or their company? Why is that something that they should really focus on and dive deep with?
Tyler, you can build a business, right? You can put the blocks down, you can lay the foundation, you can put all of the merchandise in, but if you don't take care of your people, your business is going nowhere. So we are the greatest asset in an organization, and you need someone that's skilled to take care of that greatest asset. You need someone that understands the changing workforce, the dynamics that happen within an organization, that can plan in advance. You could deal with the labor matters, obviously, that's going to come about.
Right.
Everything from grooming standards all the way to what does my future look like in 5 years. So you need HR professionals to help you. And I think COVID-19 really shone a light on what HR professionals are needed for.
Right.
A lot of times people look at us as personnel, and then COVID said, hey, we need you. So a lot of us were pulled in many different directions. We were brought to the forefront for those of us that weren't there. And now we're just trying to continue to grow our seat at the table because we do have a voice. There is something to be said, and there's something to be seen from human resources.
And now you are the voice
We are.
of, of human resources in the Bahamas.
Yes.
How does that make you feel, knowing where you came from to now? How does that make you feel, knowing that you're now able to make a difference? And what differences have you seen since coming on in the HR profession?
I never thought that this is where it would be. I always thought that making a difference happens on an individual basis. So we can change lives with one interaction in the office,
Absolutely.
one person's life that you change. So I don't take for granted this position that I'm in at all. I think I have a great responsibility, and it's not me alone. We have an amazing executive board of actually all women, believe it or not,
Wow.
this year that have been doing a phenomenal work. And we stand on the shoulders of all of our past presidents, all of our executive board members that would have served in the past, because over the last 40 years, BSHRM has been the voice of the workplace. So we constantly chip in on things that we've seen and things to make the workplace better in the Bahamas, and we're going to continue to do that. I think we've grown in terms of our presence, so utilizing skills with social media and networking with other organizations that like ILO, the Department of Labor, the Ministry of Immigration.
Yes.
So those partners help us to elevate our voice, and we will continue to grow. And I'm so excited about where we're going.
Let's just dive a little bit deeper. You touched on social media. Now, you know, this is the digital age.
Yes, yes.
Everything is about what you could put out there for
Right.
people to see,
Right.
sharing that information. So what is the importance of having a social media presence in the HR profession?
Well, if you are living in this world right now, Gen Z, Gen A, millennials, we're all about social media. We're all about LinkedIn. We're all about TikTok. We're about Instagram. So if you don't have a presence, they're no longer looking in the yellow pages. They're no longer just asking their friends and families about your companies. They're searching you online.
Yep.
So it's important for a company to have some sort of social media presence to talk about the employment experience, because we want to know what it takes to work in this organization before we join the organization. So it's really critical now. If you can do it, social media should be a part of your strategy for employee engagement and recruitment.
I absolutely agree. That's actually something that we pretty much preach to our corporate clients here at Lifestyles, because if you weren't aware, or for anybody that isn't aware, what we do is we help to craft the element of social media and content creation at Lifestyles. And if it's one thing we always drive home, it's the importance of sharing that information, making sure that you have a presence. You don't have a business without a presence.
You don't.
If nobody knows you exist, how could you have a business?
Very true.
And then further to your point, the people that are part of the business now can have an appreciation for the wider scope of everything if you're able to create that content for them. And that is what I think. And you could correct me if I'm wrong, that's what really drives human resources, one of the aspects, I should say.
It does. And you can do so many things with it. I think people get stuck on who we are and the mission and the vision. You bring it to life with your employees. You talk about your employees of the year. You talk about engagement activities that you're doing in-house. You talk about how people can join your organization, what makes your organization special. There's so many ways that you can do it. And I may be saying that because I do have a social media background as well, owning a digital marketing company, but I love to bring that to the organization too, because people need to know that you can use social media as a resource to help you with recruitment.
So for yourself,
yes,
as you said, you're social media all the way. What are some of the tools that you utilize to really get the message of the importance of HR out there to the broader public?
So as an organization, BSHRM specifically, we are on all of our social media platforms like LinkedIn,
Yes.
and we rely on those heavily. We also do internally, we use email marketing to reach our members, which is a good way to keep them engaged, but we also get a pulse because I'm sure every organization has a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And people are reading, but are they responding? So email marketing kind of gives us that information that we need to say they clicked this, they're more interested in this. So we're fully digital in that regard.
Yeah.
In terms of reaching our members, we like to give snippets, recaps of meetings. There are so many other ways that we use social media to help in our organization. And personally, I like to share what's going on in my own organization, right?
Yeah.
So people need to know that we're having a cookie competition for Valentine's Day. People love that kind of thing.
Yes.
So we use it pretty often, yes.
It's almost like a behind the scenes kind of
Yes.
approach. It's like you get to see what goes on behind this because too many people think that HR is just so linear.
Yes,
When it has so many different
Yes.
aspects of it that make it interesting.
correct.
So-
Never boring.
Never boring.
Never boring.
And on the flip side of social media, so you use it to publicly share information, but do you also utilize maybe I would say some form of content to make to incorporate internal communication?
Yes. So internally, we rely on tools like a Canva and just making sure that we get our messaging out. We use a lot of HRIS systems to communicate. So there's an app on the phone that employees use. So we recommend those to our members as well. But we can do anything from pushing a notification to the app
Yeah.
to recorded videos that we like to share. We do have learning and development software that we can preload videos and content so that I'm not always the one in the classroom teaching,
Yeah.
and that they can do before their first day. They can watch a few videos and get acclimated before they come to work. They can see what the layout and the landscape is like. So those are the kinds of things we do, especially for HR organizations or organizations that have an HR of one
Yeah.
or smaller HR teams. There's no way you're going to reach 500 people with one HR manager.
No.
So it's good to have those pre-recorded videos or to have some snippets or behind the scenes that you can send in advance.
Internal communication is so important,
Yep.
like you said, for reaching
Yes.
so many people at the same time.
Correct.
And primarily, what you just spoke on was creating video content.
Yes.
Because we send out a memo, a page, couple pages.
No one's going to read it.
Nobody's going to read that.
No. Unless
So-
we're giving away something. Then they read it
Oh, yeah.
to the letter. But other than that, if there's important information, we love video content. Photos and recaps. People love to engage with things after the fact. So we love to use photos and video.
Exactly. And another thing that we really stress as well, and we actually utilize that here at Lifestyle as well. So we have our own internal communication. So we have an onboarding. We have different SOPs for
Okay,
different
come on,
processes.
HR.
as
Come
well.
on.
See,
Come on,
so
HR.
So Lifestyles is HR positive.
HR approved.
Internal
BSHRM approved.
We gotta hashtag that, guys. BSHRM approved. Lifestyles is HR.
Yes.
We love it because, like you said, nobody has to sound over your shoulder and explain something to you. You can shoot them a video about whatever this particular process is,
Right.
and we have done that, and we've seen so much success with creating that internal content for our clients as well, and they appreciate it because it makes it so much easier.
Yes.
It also encourages other companies to fall in line as well.
Yes.
Because when they see that you're putting out this content, whether it's external or internal, it's like, okay, I have to step my game up.
You absolutely do.
Because I have 100 employees and half of them don't know what to do because we have to schedule time
Correct.
to teach and train and all of this.
Correct.
So I can definitely appreciate the value of internal content. Are there any initiatives that are either ongoing or about to happen that BSHRM are about to get into?
We are preparing for our annual conference and expo, and it's usually held in the last week of October. So this is the biggest event of the year for HR professionals and business professionals. And we usually come together with the best and the brightest in terms of speakers to pour into HR professionals because, believe it or not, we could be stressed, we could be overworked, or we need training as well sometimes too.
Yeah.
So we take a break, we come together for 2 weeks, 2 days, and we go through everything that's trending in the industry, everything from AI in HR all the way to HR meets PR. So we try to find the top speakers, whatever is relevant, those trending topics, and we come together to refresh, reset. This year we're leaning in, and that's
Yeah.
our theme, and so we're excited for that this year.
That's amazing. Could you tell me a little bit more about HR meets PR? What's that all about?
So it's kind of like what we're talking about, just improving the employee engagement experience, whether
Okay.
you're within or outside of the organization. So how do we then craft those messages? How do we present ourselves as an organization of choice, an employer of choice? Because we need to do it if we are trying to recruit people. We can no longer just slap the mission and vision up and say this is what we do. We have to live it, and they have to see that. So that's basically what that session will talk about. We hope to have mini headshots for our HR professionals because a lot of people don't get a chance to do that as well. And then we do surveys internally. We bring vendors and professional providers that can help them in their own respective fields because I may be doing something in my organization that you can learn from.
Exactly.
And so we could have anything from insurance providers all the way down to vendors for an employment booth or anything you could think of. Yep.
Wow.
At Lifestyles Digital Media Group, we specialize in creating compelling corporate content that enhances your internal and external communication efforts.
Our clients come from a cross-section of industries such as banking and finance, healthcare, insurance, and many more.
At Lifestyles Digital Media Group, excellence is the standard.
Our highly skilled and passionate team knows how to produce content that will resonate with your audience and significantly boost engagement rates.
Let us help you tell your story, connect with your audience, and achieve your business goals.
The team here at Lifestyles Digital Media Group would love to help you get seen, be heard, and make an impact.
What is the ultimate impact? And we touched on a few different points, but what is the ultimate impact for Lashanta Smith, president of BSHRM?
What is the ultimate impact? Whew. What is the ultimate impact? I think overall, 5, 10, 20 years from now, I want people to know during these 2 years of my term that we really did all that we could to make sure that employees are heard, employers are given resources. We invited as many people to take part and to join in. We tried things differently because we've been innovative in some regards in the last year. And next year is going to be even better because we're going to be a little bit more settled and we'll be good. But overall, I think it's our reach, our engagement, our retention, and our impact. I think that's the best way to put it. Yeah. I'm most excited about that. Yep.
Awesome. So along the way, or even today, what kind of challenges would you say that the profession has faced so far?
We are constantly having to remind people of why we're here. So as an HR professional, it's easy to say, go and file some paper, push to the back until a problem happens, and then you're looking to go and get HR. So making sure that we're at the forefront, we begin with the end in mind, which is the impact to the employee. That's always a challenge. And then sometimes I think getting on the same accord because HR isn't the same for every organization. So the way I do things in the hospitality industry is completely different to what happens in the bank. So finding those synergies, that can sometimes be a challenge. So that's why it's important to have these monthly conversations to get together on a consistent basis. And so we've been addressing that. And then we want to ensure that HR is also seen in the legislation. It's in the law, so we know what our rights are. So educating our members so that when they go back to their organizations, they know how to use the law to their advantage for their organizations and for their employees. So those are challenges that we're combating every single day.
So it's kind of like HR needs to be omnipresent.
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 Yeah. Yes.
And you spoke about exposure.
Yes.
So I guess that kind of speaks to the point that we spoke on earlier about the use of like social media or like video content.
Yes.
Which is important to getting yourself out there and exposing yourself to the broader community
For sure.
as well. And you know, it's so refreshing to hear you say that, because I mean, we always try to preach that importance.
Yes.
Because not only just the HR profession, but every profession that is under not entirely understood by the community that it serves.
Yes.
It is so important that you are able to get yourself out there and expose yourself to that community, and utilizing social media, which is
Yep.
the easiest tool to utilize. And we always say at Lifestyles that you want to be heard, get seen, you want to make an impact.
For sure.
So the way to do that is expose yourself.
Absolutely.
Put yourself out there.
Absolutely.
Put the information out there that is easily accessible
Absolutely.
and easily digestible.
Correct. And that makes it so much easier because not everyone can afford a $3,000 conference. You can't travel 5 days and visit a conference every year. Sometimes that's not feasible. But there's information, there's a podcast you can listen to like this. There is an article that you can read. There's access to all of this information that's available to you, which is why we can't shy away from things like social media, the internet. So there is value in adding to the space so you can be heard, but also taking advantage of what's out there. So we need to be able to do both. Put it out there as well as retrieve what's out there. It's critical.
That is, we took the words right out of my mouth. That is critical.
It is critical.
That's the only way you can keep it alive.
Absolutely.
Especially with the changing times, with the digitalization of everything.
Yes.
The technological advances, and really preaching
Yes.
the importance of human resources in the workplace, as a part of a LLC, a private company, a public company. As we said, omnipresent.
Correct. And as an advisor to the business, that's what I tell every department head. Yes, we have a training budget. Can we put everyone on a plane to go away? No. Can we give access to this information otherwise? Yes. There's different ways to provide that information, and we do that. Yes.
You could go right on the Be Sherm page.
Correct.
And the information is right there at your disposal.
Correct.
Lashanta, could you, for our guests and anybody that's watching, could you just have a look in your camera and let them know how they can become informed, where they can find the information on Be Sherm, or contact yourself or anybody that might be in the space that they need to reach out to?
Absolutely. So our home base is www.shermbahamas.org, or you can search us on LinkedIn at Bahamas Society for Human Resource Management, or Instagram at bsherm242. And we are ready and able to answer any of your concerns or calls at our email, shermbahamas@gmail.com.
Awesome. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to another incredible episode of Innovators and Impact. I am your host, Tyler Cawley, and please like, share, subscribe to the page, because this information is at your disposal.
Yes.
You just have to go and seek it. So don't wait. You heard the information. You saw the page. You're able to see the page and access the pages. Become well informed so that you can then inform others. Thank you again for watching. Take care. God bless.